You know, when you hear the name Zhangjiajie, you probably picture two very distinct things. First, those absolutely breathtaking, otherworldly floating mountains, and second, well, massive, rigid package tour groups following a guide with a little flag. For the longest time, this destination was basically considered a package tour-only zone, especially for foreign travelers. Honestly, it just felt way too intimidating to try and navigate alone. But today, we're going to completely demystify the whole process in this explainer. We've dug through comprehensive travel accounts to build the ultimate, step-by-step roadmap for conquering Zhangjiajie independently. We're going to show you exactly how to tackle this incredible landscape on your own terms, saving a bunch of money and getting the ultimate freedom along the way.
So you might be wondering, why go through the effort to do this independently? Well, why pay double for a strict, rigid bus tour when you can explore totally freely?
So here is our roadmap for the trip. First, we'll cover the essential prep. Second, an awesome Shanghai layover strategy. Then, day 1 at Tianmen Mountain. Day 2 at the Grand Canyon. And finally, day 3 at Zhangjiajie. Okay, let's jump right into section 1. Essential prep for independent travel. Before we even think about scaling any mountains, you're going to need a digital survival kit. This basically replaces an entire tour agency. Navigating China independently really requires a specific set of tools on your phone. First up, Takeboard. You literally just fill out an arrival card and you're good. Second, you want to use Trip.com as your main command center. You'll use it for booking hotels and, crucially, your advance tickets for the national parks. Those require timed entry, so you can't just show up. Third, install Alipay. Cash is super rare these days, so Alipay is going to be your absolute lifeline for everything from a 2-yuan street breakfast to massive dinners. And fourth, download DiDi. This makes hailing rides completely friction-free. Forget trying to negotiate with taxis in a language you don't speak. DiDi makes getting from your hotel to the mountain base seamless.
Moving on to section 2, the Shanghai layover and entering Zhangjiajie. Look, direct flights to nearby cities like Changsha are fine, but they often require a pretty exhausting 5-hour bus ride right after you land. But here's a pro tip. By booking a flight with a layover in Shanghai, say with China Eastern Airlines, you can actually cut your flight costs in half. And the absolute best part? You get a bonus 23-hour city tour out of it. You can drop your bags at a hotel near Nanjing East Road, take a stroll along the dazzling illuminated skyline of the Bund at night, grab some authentic Shengjianbao pan-fried buns, and then explore the 400-year-old Yu Garden the next morning. All of this before catching a super easy domestic evening flight straight into Zhangjiajie. It's honestly the perfect contrast of vibrant metropolitan vibes right before you dive into raw nature.
All right, section 3. Day 1, Tianmen Mountain and Tujia culture.
So, you've arrived, you're rested up, and we are kicking things off right in downtown Zhangjiajie at the massive, imposing Tianmen Mountain. Now for Tianmen, there are a few different routes you can take, but you absolutely want to book the A-line ticket in advance. This route is sequenced perfectly. Literally, at minute 0, right from the city center, you board the world's longest passenger cable car. Over the next 30 minutes, this 7.45-kilometer ride sweeps you right over the city roofs, past these sheer, dramatic cliffs, and straight up into the clouds. Once you're at the top, you'll tackle the West Line cliff walks, eventually make your way to the massive Tianmen Cave, and then prepare for the final, leg-shaking descent.
So what exactly happens at the top? Well, you encounter the number 1,430. That is the dizzying altitude in meters of the glass cliff walk. Just picture this, a 60-meter-long path made entirely of transparent reinforced glass, literally bolted to the side of a sheer vertical drop. It is wild. People react in really fascinating ways up there. Some are super confident, just snapping selfies, while others are literally hugging the concrete rock wall, completely terrified to look down at the sea of clouds beneath their feet. It's just a pure, exhilarating adrenaline rush.
After you survive the glass cliff walk, you'll take a series of long escalators right through the inside of the mountain, until you pop out at Tianmen Cave. This is the highest naturally formed arch in the entire world, towering 131.5 meters high. It's breathtaking, but how do you get back down from it? Well, you have to face 999 steep, daunting steps. This is known as the Stairway to Heaven, and descending it requires you to basically crawl down step by step. You really feel like an immortal slowly descending back to the mortal realm. Once you finally reach the bottom, you catch a shuttle bus that winds down the famous 99 Ben Tong Tien Avenue, which is this unbelievable zigzagging mountain road.
After an intense mountain trek like that, we recommend ending day 1 with a deep dive into the local Tujia minority culture. You can just grab a quick DiDi ride over to Tusi Castle.
This place is home to a staggering 12-story, 42-meter-tall wooden tower, and it was built entirely without a single nail. It's an actual Guinness World Record marvel. Then, as night falls, head over to 72 Wujilou. This is an incredibly vibrant 110-meter-tall illuminated landmark packed with traditional architecture and amazing street performances. Finally, reward those tired legs by sitting down at a local spot for some sengshago. It's a spicy, savory, traditional Tujia dish loaded with meat, tofu, and fresh vegetables. Believe me, it's the absolute perfect recovery meal.
Let's move into Section 4. Day 2, Grand Canyon and Wanglong Cave exploration. For Day 2, we are changing the scenery completely. We're going to move our base camp over to the Wulingyuan district so we can explore vast canyons and plunge into one of the largest cave systems in all of Asia. When you're booking your ticket for the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon on trip.com, pay attention because this is critical. Always book the Beeline ticket. Just like Day 1, this perfectly sequences all the best activities. The Beeline guarantees that you start up at the top, cross the legendary glass bridge, seamlessly descend into the canyon for this lush green trekking experience, and finally exit the park via a really tranquil boat ride on a jade green lake. It just takes all the guesswork out of navigating such a massive area.
And hey, speaking of that bridge, let's define exactly what you are walking across here. The Zhangjiajie glass bridge was literally the world's highest and longest when it first opened. It spans a terrifying 400-meter deep canyon and is paved with 99 completely transparent glass panels. It's 6 meters wide, so you get this totally unobstructed, heart-pounding view of the valley floor directly below you. And the craziest part? Once you cross it, you actually take an elevator down partway and then ride a super fun marble slide the rest of the way down into the misty valley.
From the high-flying heights of the canyon, we're heading deep underground to the Huanglong or Yellow Dragon Cave. This cave system is absolutely massive. We're talking 4 levels high, complete with an underground river that you actually have to explore by boat. But the most mind-boggling number here isn't the size, it's 100,000 million. That is the insurance value, in Chinese RMB, of the cave's most prized possession. It's a 19.2-meter-tall, incredibly slender stalagmite that has been growing drop by drop for thousands of years. It's an absolute geological treasure hidden deep within the earth.
And now, Section 5, Day 3, Conquering Avatar's Zhangjiajie.
Welcome to the absolute climax of your journey. You are finally heading into the Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Your advanced ticket for this one is actually a 4-day pass that's linked directly to your Face ID. It's super high-tech, you literally just look at the camera at the turnstiles and you're in. To access the highest, most spectacular peaks, you aren't going to be climbing stairs all day, you're taking the Bailong elevator. Let this number just sink in for a second. 335. This is a 335-meter tall, outdoor glass elevator bolted straight onto the side of a sheer cliff face. In just 1 minute and 50 seconds, it rockets you from the valley floor all the way to the summit. As you rise above the tree line, those iconic towering sandstone pillars suddenly reveal themselves outside the glass. It is a wildly unforgettable way to enter the sky.
Once you step out of the top, you are officially in Zhangjiajie. This is the real heart of the park. You'll walk the cliffside trails to see the Alleluia Mountain. Yes, this is the actual real-life inspiration for the floating mountains in James Cameron's movie Avatar. You'll also cross the first bridge under heaven, which is a natural stone bridge suspended 300 meters in the air, connecting 2 sheer peaks. But I do have a quick warning for the independent traveler here. You really need to beware of the local macaques. These monkeys are incredibly bold, entirely unbothered by humans, and they will absolutely try to steal your snacks right out of your hands if they see them. So keep your bags zip tight.
While you're up there staring out at literally thousands of these vertical stone pillars, it is really crucial to understand how they even got there. Because 380 million years ago, this entire surreal landscape was completely underwater. It was an ancient sea. Through millions and millions of years of tectonic uplift and intense wind and water erosion, all the softer rock was washed away. That left only these incredibly hard vertical quartz sandstone pillars standing behind. You are quite literally walking through the fossilized memory of an ancient ocean. Now, a quick reality check for your trip planning. Zhangjiajie is cloudy or rainy about 200 days out of the year, but honestly, do not let that discourage you at all. A sunny Zhangjiajie is great. It offers endless visibility and you can see the sharp dramatic peaks for miles. But a foggy Zhangjiajie? That is where the real magic happens. When the fog rolls in and wraps around the middle of those pillars, they truly look like they are magically floating in the sky. It completely transforms the landscape into a mystical, traditional Chinese ink painting come to life. Both versions are spectacular in their own way. And that brings us to the very end of our roadmap. We've seen how simple smartphone apps can completely replace a whole tour agency, how a smart flight layover in Shanghai saves you a ton of money, and exactly how to sequence the terrifying glass bridges, towering caves, and floating peaks over 3 epic days. So the final question is, armed with this digital toolkit and this proven step-by-step itinerary, are you ready to ditch the tour bus and conquer the clouds of Zhangjiajie on your own terms? The path is finally unlocked for you. Get out there and explore.